Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
It's your girl, Barbie,
And Ken.
a.k.a. Astala Vista.
A.K.A. Jimmy Boone.
And we are going to be your hostesses with the mostesses, as always. But today, we are going to be trading in our drag for some plastic parts, if you know what I mean. Because we are going to be talking about the icon, the legend, the 65-year-old diva as of this year.
Snatched diva.
Barbie! Yes, honey, snatched, as you said, 65 years old and looking like she is 21. I mean, they keep her looking good, don't they?
Life in plastic, it's fantastic.
What they need to do is release like an actual 65-year-old Barbie now. That's what we need.
The one that was in the black and white swimsuit.
Yes, literally, I want her, but with like wrinkles, her lips
yep.
done now. That's what I'm ready for. But today we are going to be talking about all of the iconic moments of Barbie, the discontinued moments of Barbie, the Barbie movie, some Barbie looks, and then we're even going to be indulging at the very end, because I'm not willing to mess up my lipstick until then. We're going to be eating the Barbie Donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme!
I am ready to go in. There are 4 of them. One of them has a cake batter filling, and I cannot wait. So right now, let's start talking about Barbie so we can dive into those donuts.
So I figured we could kick off with some fun Barbie facts, some things that people may not know, some of the history, the fun stuff of Barbie.
Love this.
You know I love a statistic.
I feel like everybody knows like Barbie. Like, yes, she's amazing. She's iconic.
She has costumes,
but, like,
jobs,
there is
and
a
this,
history to her. Now, before we even hop into that too, I want to chit-chat real quick and say, like, what was your experience with Barbie growing up? Did you have her? Did you know her?
So I didn't not have her. I grew up on the poorer side of things. So I didn't have too many things like that growing up. But I do remember going to like a yard sale here and there, and I was able to acquire my like one Barbie for the couple G.I. Joes I had, so that they had a girlfriend.
But that was the reasoning?
Yeah.
It was so the G.I. Joes had a girlfriend.
Of course.
Of course.
I don't know why they didn't make female G.I. Joes, but that's beyond the point. But yeah, I was never...
Did they make G.I. Jane? Demi Moore?
As a movie, I think.
Yes.
What if there's a doll?
LOL. I'm sure there is. If not, you can get one on Etsy for $400.
Yeah, I was not, I guess, the stereotypical gay so much in that sense, where I like played with Barbies too much as a kid.
Okay.
I was a big like action figure Power Rangers, like that kind of a kid growing up. Like I said, I did have the Barbie or two growing up, but I never had like the dream house or any of the little accessories. I think I may or may not have had like one Barbie at a time.
Fair. I too grew up poor as well, so it was more or less. My mom was 17 when she had me, so it was more or less dollar store Barbies is what I dealt with. Gotcha. I never had real Barbie. I did not get to ever get her, but it was always the dollar store Barbies. My grandma would bring me to the dollar store, and she did allow me to get the dollar store Barbies, so I lived my fantasy there, but I never had real Barbies. I remember being very jealous though of my cousin Gianna. She had every year I remember she would get a brand new Christmas holiday Barbie.
They're the ones.
She had like the collection like since birth above her bed.
Oh wow.
So when I would go to her house to play dress up at 7 years old, how do they not know? Yes, I would always be extremely jealous of her insanely iconic Barbie collection.
Yeah, I remember I also had a cousin who had the Barbie like Corvette Power Wheels thing, and I did always want a Power Wheels car growing up.
Like to ride on?
Yeah. I always thought they were the coolest things in the world. I didn't necessarily the Barbie one, but I was very jealous of the fact that she had.
Well, we fixed your jealousy there, didn't
we? We did. We'll definitely get into that.
We will talk about our Barbie car excursions
that.
because it was a lot. But right now you were saying you've got some fun facts.
So got some really cool facts.
I don't know any of the. Well, I might know some of these, but I don't know what you've prepared or what you've got there. So teach us.
All right. So Barbie was named after Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie's daughter, Barbara.
I did know that.
Ken was named after her son, Kenneth. Her official birthday is March 9th, 1959.
That's a fact, though, willing to say right there, right off the bat. I mean, Barbie and Ken are literally brother and sister. That is what they are based off of.
Hi, Barbie.
Barbie Incest Edition, everybody. No, but like they were
Barbie, West Virginia?
Barbie, West Virginia. I'm done. But obviously not a lot of people know that. People think it's the perfect couple, Barbie and Ken, but no, that's named off the
brother
design.
And sister.
Literally.
So Barbie's official birthday, March 9th, 1959, so making her was 65, I believe, as you said, to this year. And she was unveiled first at the New York Toy Fair, which is like a toy convention kind of a thing.
Okay.
That's when they say she was announced. The first Barbie doll was sold for only $3.
Wow!
So I did
not
we
know
went
that.
not that long ago, just like browsing around, and I think it was like the cheapest Barbie you could get with some clothes and stuff was like $19.99 or something like that.
No, there was. That is semi-close. So we were able to get a $4.97 Barbie. It was Belle.
Okay, was that like clearance or no?
Semi clearance,
Okay.
but Belle was $4.97.
Okay.
Tiana was $9.99, and there was one other $4.97 one. But there was a couple $5 Barbies. That was the cheapest.
And they
I think
were
you could go.
Barbie?
They were Barbie. Yep.
Gotcha. The first Barbie commercial aired during the Mickey Mouse Club show in 1959.
Great marketing.
The best-selling Barbie doll ever was the 1992 Totally Hair Barbie, which featured floor-length hair.
Yes, she did. Totally Hair Barbie. Evan's going to put up a little thing of her so you could see her. Totally Hair Barbie is that girl. You think 40 inches of hair is long? Barbie said, 108. Thank you very much.
1992 was apparently a big year for Barbie. She also ran for president for the first time that year and has run in nearly every election year since. And
Wait, when was that?
92. You're born?
Slay. Okay.
And then in 2016, she ran with the first all-female ticket. So everybody that was running for president in the Barbie election was female.
Oh, that's so exciting. And then in 2024, she wins her first presidency. I can't wait.
There we go. Apparently, there are so many Barbie dream houses sold that the statistic breaks down to one being sold every 2 minutes since 1962.
That's nasty. You better work, Mattel.
Apparently, Barbie is sold in over 150 countries nationwide. She's even broken out into the digital world, including apps on iOS and the Android system, averaging more than 7 million monthly users. So Barbie's not just a doll that kids are playing with anymore. They've adapted her to the iPad generation, and
I will even say when I was 10 years old, one of my friends, Andrea, I would go to her house, and she had a computer program where you could literally dress the Barbies up.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
We printed out the doll version of the Barbie. That was my first Barbie. Were printed ones from my friend Andrea's house. Yeah.
It's like a Barbie Sims paper
It was
doll
like a
kind of
Barbie
moment.
Sims paper doll. And when I tell you, I had the best time ever doing that.
It's so much fun. I remember, off topic, but Nickelodeon used to have this like coloring page thing that you could do on their website back in the beginning days of the internet, and it was basically like a coloring book, and you would pick the color that you want, and then you would click on the thing, and it would do the whole thing. They had like Rectar and Rugrats and everything like that. That just brought me back there for some reason. Sorry. In addition to the apps, Barbie also has a powerful social media presence with over 19 million followers across all of the different platforms, and she is the #1 toy brand in social conversation, meaning that she's talked about the most on social media.
Makes sense.
And then you briefly mentioned the Barbie movie. So not only did it capture the hearts of audiences worldwide, but it also shattered multiple box office records while surpassing $1.44 billion at the global box office.
That's Taylor Swift's worth right there.
Literally. And it made it so Greta Gerwig made history as the first woman to ever reach the $1 billion milestone as a solo director.
We love to see it.
So she has just been an icon and a legend and an inspiration over the years.
Those are
since
some good facts
59. Incredible.
There is one, though, that I'm a little shocked that you did not
What
mention.
What did I miss?
I mean, we didn't talk about how Barbie got her inspiration.
Oh, we did not.
So I have forced, groomed, whatever you like to say, Jimmy, into a couple Barbie documentaries.
It's true.
There are quite a few really incredible ones out there. But Barbie actually is not this wholesome girl as you would think. So Barbie actually was created when the two inventors, they were on a trip to Germany, and they seen a doll who was a little more risque, if you will. It was an actual doll of almost a dominatrix. She was like not a dominatrix.
Like a pin-up doll, is that right?
Like a hooker almost. She was like a little bit of a hooker. And they have never seen a doll that was just so like gorgeous and feminine. Usually dolls at that time were designed to either be like action figures, or not even really, or like paper dolls.
It was like curvaceous too, right?
Yeah, she was curvy. She was feminine. Most dolls were like baby dolls for girls to learn how to be mothers.
Yep.
But there was no actual doll for somebody to just be like, oh, that could be me one day.
Yep.
Like it was usually teaching you how to mother, teaching you how to be a girl, blah, blah, blah. So they seen this doll and they found like, oh my goodness, we could take this, tweak it a little bit, and turn it into something that kids would like. And that is actually how Barbie came to life.
And then she was met with a bit of controversy in the beginning
She was
because of
met
the
with
proportions
a
and
lot
whatnot.
of controversy. Right? They thought it was like shame, shame, shame. We are not about it. But they kind of flipped the script a little bit and said, oh, no. This is going to be able to teach girls how to properly groom themselves growing up, how to take care of their hair, how to dress nicely, how to manicure themselves and things like that. So they kind of flipped the script and made it so Barbie was a way for a girl to see herself in the future, how to become a good housewife and a good woman
Rather than just
a
being a
mother,
mom.
just a mother.
And then it eventually turns into the phenomenon that inspires women to do different careers. And
That took some time. Barbie was definitely a little, as empowering as she was, she had some moments that make you go, you know what I mean? And there was a Barbie that was released. I forget. I think it was Sleepover Barbie. She literally had a scale. It was set to 105 pounds. That was like the weight.
I remember hearing about this.
And then she had a magazine. And the magazine, the cover of it said how to lose weight. And then you opened it and it literally said, don't eat. So, like, Barbie has not been perfect through the years.
By no means, yeah.
But you got to start somewhere, obviously.
You were mentioning like discontinued Barbie dolls, and I'm sure that one you were just talking about was very controversial. What are some other of the Barbie dolls that have been discontinued over the years? I'm curious.
So Barbie has definitely had quite a few controversies, whether it's because of the outfits or the actual like thing that the doll does. So I prepared a couple that I would love to go over.
I'm excited.
Now, there are other dolls that have been discontinued, but I wanted to kind of highlight the ones that were really, really controversial. For example, the Sleepover Barbie I just brought up. That one I actually don't have prepared in here. That was just off the top of my head because it wasn't as controversial as some of these other Barbies, shockingly. So let's dive in right now. We are going to start with one which was not actually controversial in any way, but it's not funny because it has to do with a choking hazard. But this Barbie was discontinued because it was a choking hazard to children.
Oh my gosh.
But it was actually Barbie and Tanner. If you don't know who Tanner is the pooping dog that Barbie had. That little dog that actually like you fed it and then it would poop little poops out.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So he came with a pooper scooper and then little magnetic poops that would attach to the pooper scooper. Little poops, children, mouths. It didn't end up working out so hot. So that Barbie, or that Barbie and dog only lasted from 2006 to the discontinuation in 2007. Not too controversial.
That's a more modern one. Okay.
You've heard of that one. He actually made an appearance in the Barbie movie as well. I don't know if you remember the dog that was walking by and poop was falling out of his butt.
Okay, I remember that now. Yep.
That was... actually, I think they made a reference to all of the ones I'm about to talk about. So
that's amazing.
Fun stuff right there. But the next one, this is quite possibly... not my favorite Barbie, but my favorite discontinued Barbie. It is Midge. Now, let me talk about Midge first before we talk about the discontinued Midge. So, Midge debuted in 1963. She was Barbie's more conventional-looking friend. So, one thing they were finding out with Barbie is that Barbie did not appeal to, like, the everyday girl. She appealed to girls that wanted to be a little more feminine and a little more like, ha, 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 ha. So, they wanted to create a friend that would be a little bit more average. So, they created Midge. Midge is pretty much known as Barbie B-, if you will.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She's friends with Barbie, but the clothes were a little more basic. She wore no makeup whatsoever.
In the Jersey Shore world, would she be a grenade?
No, she wouldn't be a grenade. That's too far. You
okay.
went too far, Jimmy.
I'm just trying to rationalize it in my brain.
She is just the girl that she doesn't need to get all dolled up. She's just a natural, regular kind of girl. So eventually, they wanted to start doing spin-offs of Midge. Midge was just Midge at one point. But in 2002, they decided to release pregnant Midge. So this Midge basically came with a belly that was removable, and in that belly that magnetized on, it like popped in and magnetized on, there was a baby. Now this was controversial for a couple reasons. One, the main reason for me, a doll with a poppable off belly is fucking weird.
That's a little strange. Yeah.
That's weird. That's not teaching kids that's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need that. So that really wasn't the biggest reason it was discontinued. There was two other ones. One, a lot of people thought it was very inappropriate that this Midge doll was not sent out with a husband, like a family, like Alan and Midge, because Alan was her
she was like
original
a single mom.
boyfriend back in the day. It was a single mom. People did not like that. And the other one that I think is very fun is kids were storing things, sometimes drugs, in the belly and bringing it to school. So they eventually decided to discontinue the pregnant Midge.
Not Midge being a stash jar.
Midge was a stash jar.
That's too much for me. That is too much.
Yes. So eventually they got rid of her. But the next one that I'm going to talk about is not a Barbie at all. It is a Ken doll. And this is without a doubt my favorite Ken. He is available on eBay, Etsy, a couple websites. I don't have them yet. I'm saving for him slowly. We need to start putting
I know where you're going. Yep.
Put $1 a day away to get this guy because he is my favorite. So this is Magic Earring Ken, everybody. I'm going to have Evan bring up a little photo of him on the computer. So basically, let me explain. In the early 90s, Mattel conducted a survey with a bunch of kids to find out what their opinions of Ken were. The verdict was that Ken wasn't very cool. He kind of gave them like their dad vibes. Like they didn't want Ken by any means. So Mattel at that point was like, well, we need to revamp him and get him selling just as well. So what Mattel did is Mattel sent out some people from their team to different gay bars to see what the hottest fashions were. They basically found that things like necklaces with these giant rings around them, as well as mesh and bright colors like rave gear, were the coolest things at the time in the 90s. So in 1993, they released Magic Earring Ken. This was a series. There was Magic Earring Barbie, Magic Earring Ken, Chelsea. They had friends. Well, what people found out is that this Ken doll had that little connector for the earrings. That's where you can connect the earrings to yourself as well as the doll.
Oh, okay.
But it turned out that that little connector piece was actually based off something that men were wearing at gay bars in the 90s, which were cock rings. So
you're buying a cock ring for a 7-year-old girl?
You were buying a Ken with a cock ring around his neck for a 7-year-old girl. In 6 months, that was the highest selling Ken doll of all time. He was discontinued in just 6 months. Wow. But in that 6 months, the gay population found out about him, took over, and bought him out left and right. He was discontinued in 1993, but as of today, he is still apparently the highest selling Ken doll. That is Magic Earring Ken with a big old cock ring around his neck.
That is impressive.
Impressive, right? So I kind of live for him. I want him so bad. He is my favorite.
I want to know what the other ones are. You said there was like a Barbie and a Chelsea and something else.
So they're all just like pretty girls that look like they're ready to go out to the club.
Okay.
They also have this ring though.
But it's not as impactful being...
It's not, no, like that... Exactly. So that is one controversial Ken, but I do want to talk about another controversial Ken, who in my opinion is not very controversial at all, but I live for him, and clearly they made this for the gays. So there is a Ken called Palm Beach Ken, but he's more notoriously known as Sugar's Daddy Ken. He was released relatively recently. I don't have the fact on here, but I believe it was 2012 or 2016. Okay. And this Ken is dressed like a older gentleman in California. Looks very, very rich, very, very expensive, even richer than you look right now. Slacks on, okay?
Oh, this was slacks.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's got a little bit of grayness, a little daddy vibe.
Country club vibes.
Country club vibes,
okay.
Yes. And he also comes with a little dog. And that dog's name is Sugar. And he's Sugar's daddy. So Sugar's daddy Ken, yes. That eventually got discontinued too. I guess it just upset a couple people. I don't know what the tea was there really. But that one got discontinued. And then last but certainly not least, also I do want to give a little shout out to Alan. Alan occasionally gets brought back and then taken back out. He was introduced as Ken's friend. He also makes an appearance in the movie as Michael Cera. But he still does come back every once in a while. He was with Midge in like the 80s. We'll probably see him again, but he's never been too controversial. But this last one, this one's really, really funny. So in 1964, Skipper was introduced. That is Barbie's younger sister. And Mattel wanted something to introduce to girls who were maybe from like 5 to 9 growing up, and I don't know. I really don't know why they did this one. This is why it was discontinued. It's fucking weird, okay? So they introduced a Barbie in 1975 called Growing Up Skipper Barbie. This is the weirdest one of them all. The pregnant belly's weird, but this one's crazy. So, released to help kids understand puberty, Growing Up Skipper had a left arm that kids could rotate to see the doll growing from a kid to a teenager in real time. How? She grew breasts right before their eyes. As her arm rotated, Skipper grew an inch in height and on her chest, transitioning from a little girl to a curvy teenager. Obviously, this is incredibly fucking weird. So that doll was discontinued, shockingly, 2 years after its creation. Wow. It was released in 1975, and in 1977, that is when they finally discontinued Growing Up Skipper. Now, as a drag queen, I would love that. If I could just do the wind-up and these things started growing... But unfortunately, that's not the case for us, is it? We have to spend a lot of money on boobsforqueens.com to get these things bigger.
Yeah.
But those are some of my favorite discontinued Barbies. Like
Those
I
are
said,
some iconic dolls right there.
it's iconic. Like they are absolutely iconic. The magic earring Ken one is my favorite beyond belief.
And the thing that I think it makes them even more iconic is like I don't think the intention behind any of those dolls was to be weird or controversial. I think they were just trying to like do something new, different, innovative.
Yep.
The Ken thing, they were just trying to market a doll and make it more sellable. Like that's hilarious.
There was a Barbie too. I didn't talk about her that got discontinued. This one was weird. This Barbie could literally record up to 30 minutes of video, and they were starting to get crazy.
Weird.
They started to get a little crazy. That's like when they took Furbies away because they could like record and they got
it's too much.
Yeah, that was a little too far. So obviously that's a lot of discontinued Barbies that we just talked about. So maybe right now we can continue our podcast. But before we do, take a little bit of a break really quickly.
That sounds great. Maybe when we come back, we can talk about how they brought the Barbie back with the Barbie movie.
Yes. Ooh, let's talk all about the Barbie movie. Let's go. Before we even talk about the Barbie movie, though, we're going to tell them all about our car first, our car journey. All right, so we'll do that. All right, guys, we'll be right back with a little more Barbie. Bye, Barbie.
See you soon.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Welcome back. We are going to be talking all about Barbie, as you know. But right now, before we talk about the Barbie movie, I did want to brief you guys a little bit about our adventure for our Malibu Barbie sports car that we have gotten.
Multiple adventures.
Multiple adventures. So this is a fun little story. Obviously, as a drag queen performing a Barbie number, one thing I wanted to have was a ride-on Barbie convertible car. But as a drag queen, especially a drag queen starting off, I was on a little bit of a budget.
Yes.
So do you remember how we got our very first Barbie Malibu car?
Yeah, the first one, I believe, was a hunt through the depths of Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and all those types of things.
Do you remember how much we paid for it?
Not very much.
We paid for our first Barbie Malibu car $25.
$25, I thought.
And when I tell you that thing was pretty much in shambles, it moved. And that's it.
Yep. Filthy.
But what we did is we got this $25 car. We fit it in the back of our compact car by like taking...
We had a Chevy Malibu.
We had a Chevy Malibu. We had to like take the hood off or something. I don't know what we did. We turned into actual men. We were both Kens for a little bit. We taped things off. We spray painted the entire car.
What color was it before? Red?
It was yellowish. I don't know. It was
ugly.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
We added fur seats and interior. We got it a brand new license plate.
Mirror,
I
think.
That diva out. Hopefully you can bring a picture of it up here. I know I have some up there. But we turned this Barbie car out. And when I tell you, I got to finally live my 5-year-old fantasy on that stage, coming out honking as Barbie. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
I remember we had to get to the venue early to like test to make sure it could fit down the aisles.
Yeah, then me and Vinchelle, we got Vinchelle a Jeep.
Yep.
She used it
car
for
wash or something.
Car wash. Yep. So that was so much fun. Eventually that car ended up going kerplunk. I saved for, I think, a year, and then we ended up getting a real Barbie car from like Amazon.
Yeah, it was
or
a
something.
Barbie Range Rover.
The Barbie Range Rover, which was remote controllable instead of me having to drive and try to like use my hand. It was a lot. So we had a remote controllable one now, and that sits rent free in one of my drag closets and gets used probably like twice a year at this point.
Yeah. It's can only be used at specific venues that have the space to drive out a freaking Power Wheels car.
And I will tell you, I take much better care of my Malibu Barbie car than I do of the real car.
Oh, it's 100%
I don't give a shit about a real car. That car has a dent on it. There's rust from the paint missing. The insides. Yeah, I'll spill the tea on what a piece of shit my car is.
The Power Wheels car, though, you read the instruction manual, you're like, all right, I have to charge it for exactly 18 hours.
I know, I have to charge it for
8
hours only. I don't want to kill the battery in any way. Like, I freak out. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, just throw the trash in the back. It's fine on the real car.
Oh, there's a noise. Turn the radio up.
Turn the radio up. I don't care. But anyway, we wanted to really talk right now about the Barbie movie, okay? So let's talk about our experience with the Barbie movie, because this was an iconic moment for the world, but I feel like for us, we got like really lucky and got the coolest experience ever.
This is one of those times where what we do for a living definitely came in handy, and we got to exploit it a little bit.
Literally.
So I'll start it, I guess. So we were fortunate enough. It was basically based off of your persona on Instagram, TikTok, whatever.
They were using me for my following.
Definitely. We were invited to the Barbie movie premiere in Philadelphia. And it's not just like the first time they're playing the movie at a theater randomly in Philadelphia. It's like there's this whole before party sponsored by whoever produced the movie, Paramount or whatever the hell the company was. They had swag bags, photo sessions,
photo ops, all sorts of Barbie themed cocktails, food, all of this like included for free.
Yeah, it was just a free pro bono event. You just get to go, and it was very fancy.
So once we got the invite online, I was like, well, obviously we're going. I was already excited about this movie. We got a look done. I got my first latex look, I remember, from that designer in the UK. Got my big Barbie hair, a little extra spray tan because I was giving you Malibu Barbie.
We have some photos. We can put them up
We
for sure.
definitely have some photos. And that was the most like iconic experience for me because before that, I have done Barbie looks. We know. Maybe we can pull up some of the old ones. They were rough, let's be honest. That was the third Barbie rendition, and that was the time where I finally like had the means to be able to get everything right.
You were no longer dollar store Barbie.
I was no longer dollar store Barbie. I was growing up.
You were Mattel.
But that night, like I will remember forever. I just felt the fantasy. I was in full geesh, full heels, walking half miles at a time, and I didn't give a shit because I was just
blocks
living
we
it.
had to walk to get from the one place to the other. I remember,
everywhere. That was amazing. That was an incredible time.
And then I remember the story they had when you got to the actual theater where they were actually screening the movie. There was a huge photo op session where there was the Barbie box that you could stand in, and we took our time walking over there. By the time we got there was already a line of like other influencers or whatever. So I remember Vinchelle was actually with us.
Yes,
and Vinchelle was like. She looked at the line and was like, oh no, we can't be doing all this.
I'll say too, like nobody else was really in drag.
No,
like there was no other drag. It was people in pink and whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
But Vinchelle, she's seen an opportunity.
She said, oh, no. She said, you came up in here and all of this. You were not standing in no line. So she grabbed Astala by the hand and took her all the way up to the front of the line. She said, excuse me. She has press. She has press. Would you mind if she just snuck in and grabbed her photo real quick so she can get to press?
Bitch, it cleared like Moses part of the seas, though.
Nobody
like
gave a
Vinchelle, like she got through instantly. They were moving, got us in there, got our photo.
We got our photo. We went and got our popcorn and sat the hell down.
Literally.
It was great. It was great. That's one of the memories that I hold on to from that experience. That was incredible. And then just all the little fun stuff. We got like a swag bag. I remember there was like a Barbie beach towel.
Yep.
I don't even remember what the hell else was in it. It was an incredible night.
So much fun stuff.
Incredible night.
But in addition to obviously getting to do the premiere, we obviously watched the movie that night.
Yes.
We've watched it many times since then. But we were obsessed.
Yeah.
We still are. Like I would say that would sit in like the top 3 movie realm for me.
Definitely. It's definitely like top 10, 100%.
I mean, you combine Barbie, which is one of my favorite things ever, with just such a fierce lesson, and then just the camp and comedy throughout the entire thing. Too. Like it had the chef's kiss in every single aspect.
It was one of those movies too. You went into it not really knowing what the fuck was going to happen.
I didn't know what the fuck
like
I was about
the
to
plot
see.
or whatever. So then, just like
I did not know
the
what I was
way
going
that
into.
they did it, I thought was so incredibly intelligent. The fact that they like even found ways to like poke fun at Mattel a little bit with Will Ferrell being the like CEO guy of Mattel, like making fun of men in charge of this like feminine doll and everything.
Also, every single Barbie that I talked about on here made an appearance in the movie.
I regularly remember that.
Every single Barbie that I talked about made an appearance in the Barbie movie.
Yep, that was incredible. And then the other thing about being able to see that movie at the premiere during a time where nobody else had really seen it was that America Ferrera monologue that she does about like female empowerment. Just hearing the entire room hear that for the first time, not knowing that was going to be part of the movie, because eventually it kind of like leaked that was a thing, and it kind of like went out.
That monologue was the feminist version of the cerulean monologue from A Devil Wears Prada.
Literally, that's exactly. That was like the, and then you just sat down. Literally, that was. I just remember the entire crowd just being like, "Wow!" when she was done talking. It was great. It was great.
Now, I will say that seeing it in theaters that first time, we were almost overstimulated.
Oh God, yeah.
It was hard to appreciate. We loved it, but like we missed so much that when we watched it back the second and the third time, that is when you've seen the true genius behind everything. Now, like I understood the plot the first time, but the second time is when I started to see all these discontinued Barbies that they popped
all the
in
little
there.
Things, yep.
All these little genius things where I'm like, oh, so you watched this movie through the lens of like 10 different people and just made it so everybody can understand, regardless if you're a straight guy, a Barbie fanatic, you don't know Barbie at all, like everybody would get something from that movie.
Yeah, and I'm going to screw up this fact, but the fact that they had who was the older lady that was sitting on the bench at one point? That was that Barbara?
So they had the original, like the daughter Barbie.
So that was the Barbara that Barbie is named after?
Yes.
That was the lady that was sitting on the
She
bench.
was sitting
right?
on the bus stop.
When Margot Robbie...
And Margot Robbie turned to her and she goes, "You're beautiful."
Yep.
And she goes, "I know."
That's
This like 80, 90-year-old woman.
But
Yep.
like 90% of people don't realize that until they hear that fact out in
Yep,
the world.
like,
Those little things are like...
genius.
They didn't have to put those like respectful kind of like details in the movie, and the fact that that's the way they went with it was incredible.
They knew what they were doing there.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, we clearly loved that movie.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize, obviously Greta Gerwig is the director of it, but I didn't realize how big of a part Margot Robbie had in it. She's also like a huge like producer behind everything as well, and I think she's actually in the works right now to make a movie based on The Sims, the video game.
Yes, I heard
so
that.
I'm curious to see how
Although
that
it
goes.
might be a minute because she is actually serving midge realness right now. She is pregnant.
Oh, is she?
Yes,
I
and
did
that
not know
belly is not removable for a couple more months.
I did not know that. Good for her.
Yeah, so she's got a baby.
Yeah, but I'm curious
now.
to see, because that's another one, like they could go anywhere with the plot of that movie, and there's so many little stupid little jokes that you can make with The Sims. So I'm very excited to see where they go with that one.
But obviously we love the Barbie movie, duh.
Yes.
But did you ever watch any like Barbie shows or movies or anything growing up? Did you have any other experience with Barbie besides that in media?
No, I can't honestly say that I have. The only thing that I remember was just trying to hide the fact that I really wanted to play with the Barbies at one point in time.
Okay.
But beyond that, no, I didn't have any experience with any like video games or any of those like this little series or movies or
There was
anything
one
like that.
like Swan Lake or some like ice.
This
one.
does sound familiar. A Swan Lake.
Love
I don't
that.
know why
I don't
that
know
sounds
why
familiar.
I did so much, but that was like the one animated Barbie film or series that I just really remember loving that one.
Yeah, I never got behind them too much, but that one I do remember. That one they had a lot of them. It was like they would come up with like a little Barbie animated series or
God,
spin-off
there's
or whatever.
so many, it's not even funny. It's
And then they
crazy.
would do like a toy line along with it as well. A lot of the times, right? You
Yep.
could buy like the Barbies that were themed to that thing.
all the Barbie
Genius.
collabs,
Marketing
doing
genius.
the damn thing. Speaking of Barbie collabs, I have actually done a couple collabs myself based on some other Barbie collabs. So I want to bring in some of my favorite Barbies, some Barbies that inspire me, / I might have even made a little look out of, some vintage Barbies as well. So Evan, can I get those Barbies, please? I'm going to start off with one of my favorites. This is a representation of me as a crazy cat lady. This is the one, the only, thank you so much, Kitty Kondo Barbie, everybody. Ooh. So this Barbie, she is a cat lady, but not as much of a cat lady as I am.
How many does she have?
So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats.
That's probably like the legal limit.
That's the legal limit before they have to call ASPCA on this Barbie. So she has 5 cats. We live, we laugh, we love. It does come with a little toy that you can like dangle, the little dangly toy, as well as a cat tree. So she's fierce, she's fabulous, but she needs to get on my level because I've got... No, I don't have 13 cats anymore. We just got rid of the kittens. I've got 9 cats here. So that's what I'm looking to see from Kitty Kondo Barbie.
How about a litter box? Did they give us a litter box?
They did not give her a litter box at all. Oh dear, that's horrible. Maybe they
Missed
just shit on the
opportunity.
floor. I don't know. No,
Litter
probably
box sold separately.
they learned about the litter box
After
with
the
the
pooping
Tanner,
dog?
the pooping dog. Nope, that's just she just doesn't feed them. They just it is what it is. This is the
Their
rate
scale says don't eat too.
Their scale says don't eat too. Exactly, that's it. So I have never recreated this look of the Barbie because it's the simplest dress ever. But I just really like this Barbie because it kind of is a representation
The dress
for me.
is almost giving apron.
I don't know if you guys remember on Facebook like 5 years ago, there was that like fake created Barbie. It was like Crazy Cat Lady. It wasn't even Barbie. It was like Crazy Cat Lady doll. And it came with all the cats and she was in a robe and looked crazy. I always loved that. I thought it was so cool. I wanted it. And then eventually this came to life and I was like, okay, y'all made my Barbie.
It's like the millennial version.
I love her. She is always going to be one of my favorites just because twins. But this next one, this is a collab in more ways than one. So I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I recently got into it, and recently I say like 3 years ago, and it's actually because of this next Barbie. Can I see that Barbie, Evan? Thank you so much. So this is R2-D2 Barbie. Barbie did a full collab with not all of the Star Wars characters, but most of the Star Wars characters. There's a Chewbacca, a Darth Vader, an R2-D2, a Kylo Ren, and I believe 2 other ones. Oh, go for it. Open it up. So I fell in love with this Barbie. I was absolutely obsessed, and I wanted to be this Barbie. Literally, I seen it. I believe we were in the Orlando airport.
Mall.
I seen her and I said, I just want to be her. And I fell in love. So I did not buy the Barbie at that time. I just got photos online and I literally recreated this exact look down to every single detail. The amount of bracelets she is wearing, the hair, every single detail I made. A jacket, a puffer jacket. We'll have Evan bring up a little photo of that as well. So I really fell in love with this Barbie. And then one day after I made the outfit, maybe not one day, I'd say like 2 months after I made the outfit, Jimmy surprised me with this Barbie.
It was when you debuted on stage.
On stage. And I was ecstatic. So this one has a piece of my heart because I've made other Barbie-inspired costumes, but nothing this replicated before.
The entire Barbie Star Wars line was pretty cool.
Fierce as hell. But like, I did not replicate the Darth Vader. I did not love...
No.
I didn't love that one as much. So
I
did
just
my
remember,
own take.
I remember being impressed, like, Star Wars Barbie, what the fuck are they going to do? And then they were all like, oh.
Chewbacca
okay.
was fierce,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
Chewbacca fur for days.
Yep.
Wookiee fur everywhere, okay?
Very cute.
But that's our R2-D2 Barbie. And then last but certainly not least, this Barbie is a vintage Barbie. We were talking about the holiday sets earlier. And this was a gift from Jimmy's mom. I do not remember the exact year, but she is an 80s holiday Barbie. And I really, really like her because I have an outfit that is very similar to this. It's all blue with blue fur around the side. So I say that my outfit is inspired by this Barbie. She's obviously not in the box, but I still take very, very good care of her. We keep her on the shelf.
Little stand moment.
She's like not mint condition, but the one right below, great condition.
Great
so,
condition, yes.
These are 3 of my faves. I really, really do love these guys. But one day, I'm telling you, I am gonna have that magic earring Ken in my hand, and that's gonna get its own video.
I want an Alan, too. That just sounds fun.
We need an Alan. I mean, he's an icon. And it's honestly
That was great casting in the movie. That's among the best casting ever.
As a former weird kid and still weird kid today, always the outcast. I do love the outcast ones. I would love that pregnant midge.
Yep.
I would love actually, I don't want the growing up skipper. That's just a little weird for me. But the Alan again, it's like I would love them.
And at one point, if we could ever, it's probably like $1.5 billion, but get our hands on that vintage 1959 black and white swimsuit Barbie.
I would love that. The amount of money is probably disgusting. But this year, what they did do is they released a 1960 or a 65th anniversary edition of the original Barbie.
That's fun.
So they're honestly more iconic than the original one. They did them in full ball gowns this time, the exact same fabric. And one thing that I think it's just like unfortunate, back in the day, they never made an original recreation of that Barbie as a black Barbie. They never ever did that. So for the 65th anniversary, they are serving you full braided ball gown black Barbie.
I need to look these up. These are incredible.
Or 65th anniversary realness. Like iconic, legendary. You need to look them up.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so they've done the damn thing. I mean, obviously, since then, they have released Down syndrome Barbies. They have released Barbies different weights. They have released Barbies with all sorts of different things to kind of just show that, like, Barbie is not just this stuck-up
like
little white
queen,
girl anymore. Like, Barbie is you. Whatever you are is Barbie.
That's
so
incredible.
I do live for the transformation of how they've kind of grown and adapted with the years and how the world has changed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will give them their credit. Obviously, I think any company that's been alive since the 50s is going to have their share of, like, being on the shitty side of history, probably. But the fact that they've been able to adapt and they've, like, listened to the critiques and they've adapted to the way that the world has changed and improved is very impressive to that brand.
They did the damn thing. I do understand how, like, 5-10 years ago, there was some people who were like, oh, Barbie, like, that's just teaching girls. Like, no, she's not like that anymore. Like, if you thought that before, I'm telling you, she is not that girl anymore.
No, they've done a phenomenal job of improving the brand.
But these Barbies are really fierce, but we have some edible Barbies to close out the show.
I think we're ready. Let me clear
And they're not
these guys off
Barbie
over here.
dolls. They're more or less Barbie donuts, if you will. So this is the 65th anniversary, as I have said 65 times, and Krispy Kreme collaborated with Barbie this year. Now, let's be real. Barbie has had collaborations out the wazoo. There are so many products out there that have Barbie on them. We eat lots of them. Those smart sweets, those healthy candies,
There's
Barbie.
a pink lemonade we got. That was
pink
Barbie.
lemonade, Swoon brand
I said Barbie.
Barbie. I will be honest. I am one of the people that when they put Barbie on it, I will buy it. Period. Point blank. I like Barbie a lot, and she gets me.
We picked our drag queen entertainment pink color as close to Barbie pink as we could.
Yes, we did.
So like there's a pink.
But the one thing that I like more than Barbie pink is a Barbie pink donut. So
I'm excited.
Let's bring these donuts in. Thank you so much, Evan.
My belly is grumbling.
Yes, we will show them off one by one. So there are 4 donuts they released, 4 different flavors. I've got the flavor description here too, so I'll tell you all about that. And we're going to taste them each one by one and give our honest review right now.
I love that.
And spill the tea. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Let them know. If you don't like it, it's okay.
Some of them are definitely more of a presentation than others, but I'm curious to see the flavor profile here.
All right, guys. So we're going to start right now. Let's start generic. This is going to be the generic Barbie Sweet 65th Anniversary Donut. So this is an original glazed donut dipped in chocolate icing and sprinkled with Barbie Sweet 65th sprinkles.
I'm going to give a nice close-up to this camera here. Does that look good? Amy?
She's giving me, I took Barbie colored sprinkles and sprinkled them on top. There does not seem to be anything presentation-wise about this donut that is going to say Barbie.
No, this donut you can essentially buy at Wawa at any point in time.
There's nothing special about her. Now,
But
as
there
far
are
as
pink
taste, let's see. Delicious.
Delicious. Not nutritious.
There's nothing about her that's special. This is generic Barbie donut right here.
This is just sugar.
It's sugar. It's great. It's fine. She'll be on clearance, though, next week.
She's a filler bitch.
She's not a filler. There's some filled ones here. All right, she's fine. She's definitely not one that I need to continue eating. She's all right. Now, this next one, probably going to continue eating it just because of the color alone. This is, I don't know if it's my favorite one. There's another one that I really like, too, just based on the look, but this color is absolutely fierce. This is the Barbie Pink Donut, decked out with Barbie sunglasses in hot pink Barbie frosting. And then, to just add a little more drama because it's Barbie, they have this iridescent pink and clear glitter on top as well. So this is an original glazed donut, piped with pink buttercream, sprinkled with sparkly pink sugar, and topped with the Barbie signature sunglasses. Pretty much everything I just said, but worded differently. Cheers.
Cheers.
Are we going to drop the little thing? The little Barbie glasses? Let's do it.
Oh, she went all in. I'm going to bite mine in half.
It's at the end of the podcast. If the lip gets messed up.
Okay, the Barbie thing is chewier than I expected.
I like this one better.
So the sunglasses are chewy. They're not crunchy.
The sunglasses, oh, good point. They're very chewy, like in a good way.
It's fondant.
Yep.
It is not sugar things. But it is good. There's also, I don't know if you said this or not, but there's like some kind of, it looks like plastic sprinkles.
Yes, that was the little iridescent things I was saying.
No,
She's
I wouldn't
cute.
have called them that. I called them plastic sprinkles.
I like her.
Looks
her a
like
lot.
cut up Easter grass.
This color is fierce. Like, this is definitely not good for your body, for your insides.
No.
Like, you are going to be shitting out unicorn rainbows if you eat this, but it's beautiful going in.
Maybe a nice swirl.
This next one,
Which one's this?
this is Ken's Creamy Surprise, filled with a special white surprise for Barbie. No, I'm totally kidding.
Like, where does it say that? I was trying to keep up, and it doesn't say that on here at all.
This is Barbie's Berry and Cream Donut. It's an unglazed shell donut filled with strawberry cream, dipped in white icing, drizzled with purple and pink buttercream, and topped with a Barbie heart. Now, I'm verifying the heart, I think, is made of the exact same stuff as the fondant.
It looks like it.
But I'm going to eat that first. Just,
I'm going to skip her this time.
Nope. White chocolate now.
Oh.
White chocolate heart. Threw it all off right there. That is a white chocolate heart. She's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm bland.
This one's going to get nasty.
They say this one's a berry.
If the donut gets crazy and I look an absolute mess, screenshot it, send it to me, make fun of me. All right, I'm going in. You ready for it?
Okay.
I don't need her in my life.
It's berry.
It's
I don't
berry.
like berry.
I mean, it said it's berry, so I knew it was berry, but I said that, and I'm going to try one more bite with the cream, but I don't think
Yeah, I got to get the good cream bite. This is diabetes.
I wouldn't ever eat this one again.
I wonder how people are going to think about us just nom 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 for
Oh,
4 minutes.
This is like that, like ASMR, right?
Yeah.
People will be into that. There's a business out there for ASMR, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm good on her as well. She's not my favorite. If I was ever to buy another Barbie dozen, that one would get left out.
I agree.
I'd get one just for the photo. That's it. And then last but certainly not least, this was the other one I was talking about that I'm really excited for.
This is the good one.
You put Malibu on it, and I'm just excited. Malibu, Barbie, I'm so gay. This is the Malibu Dream Party Donut. Not only does it literally have a little piped-on cloud with her little house and the sand, so the presentation, adorable. Get ready for this description. This is going to be the one. So the Malibu Dream Party donut is an unglazed shell donut filled with cake batter cream, dipped in Malibu blue icing and sparkly graham sand. Oh, it is sparkly.
They don't lie.
Oh, damn. Topped with a Malibu Dream House piece and piped with a white cloud. These are the descriptions from Krispy Kreme's website. I'm going to try the house first this time again. It's fondant this time. Okay, so they switched it up a little bit. I'm here for that. No, it's
rubber.
the fondant piece. It's fine. It was better before when we were eating it and mixed in with the other one.
No, there's a cream here.
Okay. So far, it's fine, but I need to get the cream.
I got the cream. It's a good cream.
It's going in right here in the middle. Ooh, okay, it's a good cream. That's a lot of sugar. I'm getting older.
Girl, we just have 4 fucking donuts.
Okay, maybe that's why. It's also the 4th donut.
About 4 ounces of fucking food coloring.
I am going to say, out of all 4 of them, this girl right here, she's my number 1.
Okay. This is going to be weird. Flavor-wise, this one was my favorite.
Okay.
Because I am a chocolate boy. And this one is chocolate.
Are you?
Yeah. I hate you. I like chocolate. This was the one.
Okay, well, the reviews are in. You have it here. The 2 generic donuts. The ones that are pretty much just like generic cream and chocolate cream are the ones that we loved. That's the 65th donut and the Barbie pink donut. Yo, thank you so much. I'm like, we are a mess over here. If you are watching this to watch drag queens be classy, this is not the episode for you.
You'll just have fun cleaning off the microphones later.
Okay, they were good.
So we did that.
We did that. I'm kind of going through like a sugar coma.
Like, you ready to go run around the block for 3 minutes? Woo!
Usually when I'm doing a donut, we like split one, trying to watch our fit. Today, girl, I am on a sugar high. I'm going crazy right now. So final thoughts. What else about Barbie before we close out? Is there anything else you have to say?
She's an icon. She's a legend. And I hope that Barbie continues to inspire women for years upon years upon years. I am very confident in the fact that we are about to have our first female president. So I feel like we are in an era of times where we need more female empowerment and visibility. And I feel like Barbie is a vessel that can definitely accomplish that.
Well, don't forget about Ken, too. He's not just Ken.
He's Ken.
I know.
He's the support role.
I know. I just had to throw one Ken thing in there. But yes, literally everything you just said. She is the icon. She is the legend. She is not very demure, but she is very mindful. She will make a stance, okay? So with that being said, guys, Barbie is the legend, the one, the diva, celebrating 65 years as of March 9th, right?
March 9th, yep. Impressive.
So we've seen 65 years of evolution, and we are definitely going to be seeing more and more and more and more as the years to come. I cannot wait until it's at a point where they release like a same-sex couple Barbie one day or something. I don't think we've gotten there yet. I don't think we've got. They've released some Barbies that are like super duper queer. If I'm wrong, correct me on that, please. Like ones that you could tell.
I feel like you could probably like special order some or something.
So they have a couple where you're able to. They're pretty much non-binary, and you're able to change their hair, and like it can go from like a super long do into a short do. I
vaguely remember this. Okay.
So they do have like. They're dabbling in it, but they're not fully there yet. You know what I mean? There's a RuPaul doll, but it's not made by Barbie.
Right. Same, so, like the Trixie Mattel doll.
Exactly. Yep. So like there is other examples out there, but I want that full on like Pride Barbie. Let's go. Deck them out in rainbow.
No, I agree. And Barbie has always kind of also been like a historical snapshot kind of a thing. Like whatever Barbie is doing is like representative of what's kind of happening in the world, so to speak, if that makes sense. So like I feel like as the world progresses, hopefully we can see that within Barbie as well.
And let's be real, like you said, in November, we're probably going to be getting our first woman president.
The Barbie movie may have predicted
I was going to say they already had a President Barbie, but we might be able to buy an actual Kamala one
That'd be cool.
November. So let's see.
That would be very
But
cool.
this was a great episode.
I agree.
really, really, really had fun talking about
run off all
Barbie.
this shit.
I know. I'm going to clean the icing out from under my nails. But before we go, I do want to give a couple thank yous out. First things first, I want to give a lot of love to our close fam sponsors for sponsoring the pod. The mixture of pod and then donut, I think, but I don't know where the R came from.
Party?
Maybe. I don't know. But the pod.
Thank you anyway.
end our donut addiction on that one, all right? And then I'd also like to give a big thank you to the Call Me Mother sponsors, Barbara Rambo, Kathy P, the DragFam 27, and Barbella Whiskey. It is because of people like you that I am able to afford that Malibu Barbie car that I have now. So thank you guys so much.
Until next time, folks, thank you so much for listening to this episode of For the Love of Drag Pod. I'm Jimmy Boone.
And I'm Barbie.
We'll see you next time.
Hasta la vista.